Then you have this controller that sets up a scope object, which acts then as the interface between your controllers and your views. So a lot of people at this point get kind of skeptical. So they say, this is just onClick all over again. And as probably all of us know, onClick is considered to be a terrible, terrible thing that you should never use. So why is that? So onClick is really bad because it runs in the global context. So it runs on window, any property on window. So that means it's really insecure. It's really easy for an attacker to, if they can run any JavaScript in your page at all, to just overwrite some property in there. And then the other problem with that is that you end up with lots and lots of globals, which make your app just really hard to maintain. So that's why we have this $scope that's defined in your controller. And that's where these interactions are happening when you do things like this. So these properties are read out of the scope, and when you use things like ngClick that that set up a data binding where when you click, it runs some function. All of this is happening right here on this scope in our controller. Okay. And really, the reason that we have this sort of data binding thing in the UI is, we think that declarative language is really good for defining UI. So declarative language is you just tell it what you want to be bound. You don't tell it how you're going to be making all these modifications to different things. You let the framework do that for you. So kind of the flip side is imperative, and that's what if you're not familiar with Angular, that's probably what you're actually